Find the difference, show your work to earn full credit. I begin by copying the -2/35, and then I'm going to write my subtraction sign, and then I want some room, so I leave a little space, and then I write 11/14. The first thing that I'm doing is I'm changing the subtraction to addition. Remember, you do not change the first number, so leave the first number alone. Then we need to complete two changes. That's why I left room here, because I want to write the opposite of the 11/14. So I changed the subtraction to adding, and I changed the positive 11/14 to negative 11/14. Pay attention, notice I made two changes. A lot of you are having trouble with problems like this. I want you to realize that subtracting 11/14 is the same as adding negative 11/14. Something you're supposed to learn in 7th grade. Right now I have -2/35 plus -11/14. Next, I need to make sure that I have the denominators the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out writing out my multiples of 14 and my multiples of 35 and try to find a common denominator that I could use. All right, so I'm counting by 14s. 14 plus 14 is 28. And then if you're trying to get to the next number and you don't know what the next number is, you're counting by 14, so just add the 14 to that number. So 8 and 4 makes 12. I carry the 1. So that becomes 42. And then, add 14 again, or maybe you can picture in your mind what 42 plus 14 is. So we get 56. I like to write 5 multiples and then move on to the next number. Usually I can find something they have in common in 5 multiples. All right, then, okay, 14, 28, 42, 56, 70, keep those numbers in mind. And then we're going to record the multiples of 35. "35 plus 35 is 70. And we don't have to go any further because I already see a multiple that they have in common. So we can change both of these fractions so that they have a denominator of 70. So I'm going to start by writing the 2 over 35. And then I'll record the 11 over 14. And then I'll record my new denominators over here. So I'm changing them both so that they have a denominator of 70. 14 times what gives you 70? Well, if you're not sure, go ahead and count your multiples. 1 14, 2 14s, 3 14s, 4 14s, 5 14s made 70. So I multiply by 5. If I multiply the denominator by 5, I need to multiply the numerator by 5 as well. We're creating equivalent fractions. 11 over 14 is equivalent to 55 over 70 because I multiplied the denominator and numerator by 5. If you multiply it by the same factor, each by the same factor, you'll get an equivalent fraction. Now 35, I multiplied by 2 to get 70. So that means I need to multiply the numerator by 2 to create an equivalent fraction. So 4/70 is equivalent to 2 over 35. So now I'm going to come down here to this problem, and instead of it saying -2 over 35, it's going to read, well, 2 over 35 equals 4 over 70. So -4 over 70. I copy the addition problem. I copy this negative symbol, but instead of the 11/14, 11/14 is equivalent to 55/70. All right, so we're going to drag the denominators. The denominator stays the same. So it's a 70. And then I'm going to focus on the numerators over here. Remember when I said this negative symbol, you could put it at the top? Because negative 4/70 is the same as negative 4 over 70. So I'm going to just circle it so that I picture it being attached to the numerator. So I put the negative with the 4, I put this negative with the 55. So this problem reads negative 4 plus negative 55. And then I apply my addition rules. Signs are the same, so I add. 55 and 4 makes 59. So that's negative 59/70. You could also write this as 59 over negative 70. But more commonly, when you record your answer, people will write the negative in the middle, and then the 59 at the top. The negative would be lined up with the fraction bar, and then the 70 at the bottom. And this cannot be reduced, so we get negative 59/70 as our final answer.